Joining me now is a UFC middleweight fighter who takes on Omari Akhmedov at UFC 219 in Las Vegas on December 30th. It is Marvin Vettori back on the show. Marvin, as I said off air just a second ago, it has been a little bit. How's it going?
It's been good, man. I've been preparing, and it's been. I didn't fight much this year, but I've always trained, and I improved a lot, and I'm ready to take this guy and run through him. and then after climb up the ranks. So yeah.
Why didn't you fight that much? You had one fight in 2017 that was against Vitor Miranda in June.
Yeah, it wasn't really my choice too much, but yeah, I mean, just happened, and yeah, I basically just fought twice. I'll be fighting like. I fought once, and then I'll be fighting again in 10 days, and then that's it really. But there wasn't really any particular reason, but here we are, and I'm ready to do business for this fight, and then hopefully next year I'll be fighting more.
Did the UFC just not give you a fight? Did they not give you an offer?
For what, for the last year?
Well, for this year, I mean, after the Miranda fight, or even before the Miranda fight, because you had a bit of a layoff.
It's been kind of slow. I kept asking, and then, yeah, really, it's because I wanted to fight in a good show, and then they're like, oh, then the November card where Cody and Dillashaw was in, it was packed, so it just happened to fight at this time.
Is that frustrating that you haven't been able to fight?
No, it's all right. It's all right. I've been improving a lot, and then took my time and got better. And no, that's not a big issue. I'll make sure I'll fight 3 times next year, though.
I guess because you haven't fought in that long, and you only fought one time in 2017. As you said, you've been able to use this time to get better. Where if you didn't have this time, you'd always be in fight camp, and you'd be preparing for a fight and maybe not getting, improving your skills as much as you are now. Yeah?
What are you saying, sorry?
I'm just saying because you haven't fought that much, as you said, you're able to get better. You're able to work on your striking, work on your grappling, more than if you were fighting, say, 4 times this year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I mean, the fact that I didn't have a fight always scheduled, it made me kind of like gave me the time to work on stuff that they weren't like specifically for a fight, and so yeah, I could work on some areas with more patience. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Besides training, is there anything else you were able to do over the past summer or so? Your last fight was in June. Have you, besides training at Kings MMA and things like that, have you been, did you do anything? Did you travel a little bit, anything, or just train?
I went back. I was in Italy for like, I went back to Italy. After my fight, I was there for like 15 days, and then I went back there. It was like about like a month and a half ago. I was there for like 10 days, and that's it really.
Interesting. Well, this fight is in Vegas again, so this will be your second fight in Las Vegas, and interestingly, it'll be the second time you were on a year-end show. You'll be fighting December 30th again, and you were on UFC 207 last year. Unfortunately, things didn't go your way, but you still had that experience. Is it nice to be fighting on back-to-back, December 30th cards just before New Year's Eve, or does it not really matter?
I mean, it's nice, but it's not like... Only thing I care is that I want to make this memory right, and last year it was a weird fight, and he got away with a win. It wasn't really a clear win, but it was what it was. On the scorecard it was, so at the end of the day, that's what matters. And so yeah, I mean, if it's not something that it's an event that, oh wow, he's fighting twice in the same card for 2 years in a row, but they were like both good shows, so I'm happy to fight there.
So you didn't ask to be on their last show or anything? This just happened that way?
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think it's just a coincidence, or do you think this sort of shows that, because typically the end of year cards are pretty big ones, pay-per-views, big headliners. This case, you have Holly Holm, Chris Cyborg, a lot of good fights on the main card. Do you think this shows that the UFC might see something in you, or is it just a coincidence?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I don't think they made that many plans, but I think they see potentials, and so they put me in a good show.
Now you're taking on Omari Akhmedov. What do you know about him? He's been in the UFC for a few years, a bit longer than you. Stylistically, how do you match up against him?
I match up great against him because I'm better than him anywhere. It's just that, he just has a decent wrestling, but I just in every other area is very how can I say, it's not very skillful. That's what we can say, and then it's how can I say, it's like a fighter that kind of easy to how can I say, to see that the set of the skills that he has. It doesn't have crazy things. It doesn't come out with unorthodox stuff. What it does is kind of the same all the time, and his style has been the same for a while. So I know what he's coming with, and I'm more than ready. And like I said, I'll be finishing this fight.
Is it nice that Omari is moving up from welterweight to middleweight? Because you did the same a couple years ago, where you aren't a huge 185er, and now I know in the Carlos Jr. fight he was quite a bit bigger than you. Your debut opponent, I think, had a pretty major reach advantage as well. Is it nice that you're not having to deal with the fighter, your opponent, being a bit bigger?
Well, actually, I'm getting bigger every time. I switched up to 185 when I was 21. He's only 30. It's I think he's just getting lazy. I just switched because I couldn't, because I was growing, and I'm still growing. And as you see on my last fight, I was way bigger and I don't think I gave up any kind of weight to Miranda. So yeah, Junior Carlos Jr. is one of the biggest, I think, in the division, and so he has a size advantage. But I keep getting bigger. This time will be even more. I'm actually put some mass, and he's coming up. And what happens normally is the fact that he has normally I'm giving up reach sometimes to guys, where this time I'm actually I have a longer reach, but yeah, that way never bothers me really. And it's good to for sure you'll be giving up size, and it's good. It makes it even easier. So
I imagine the weight cut is easy.
For me,
yes,
not too much this time, especially not really.
It's not. It's difficult, or it's no big deal.
No, it's. I'll do it. I always did it, but it's not easy.
Okay.
I've been dieting pretty hard for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Is it crazy to think that you got down to 170 at one point in your career?
Well, like I was saying, I was at 170 since I was 17, and then I kept growing to the point where doing 170 just became stupid, and I knew I couldn't keep to do 170 for the rest of my life. So I had to do that move, and then obviously I kept now it's been 4 or 5 fights. It's been a couple of years that I've been at 185. I keep growing, and it's my body's adapting. But
so you could never make 170 now,
unless it's $10 million or $5 million, I want.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta ask you, have you been pushing for UFC Italy at all? Bellator has been going back to Italy. They've been putting on numerous shows. Have you been pushing on social media, trying to get them to go there?
I'll make some noise after this fight. Last time after my fight, I didn't give me the microphone, and then I didn't get a chance, to be honest, to speak with any big media yet. But so I'll after this fight, I'll make some noise and see from there.
And I'm sure Alessio Di Chirico, his knockout win helped as well. That was a good performance from him.
Yeah. That's the movement. The Italian movement is growing, so that could be a chance. So.
Do you think the UFC would be willing to go to Italy now? Because you know you're getting better, you're still young, and you have a lot of potential, but you're not top 15 quite yet. Do you think they will wait until either you or Di Chirico are ranked, or do you think they could go right away?
I mean, if they do go right away, I saw before doing big shows and they just matching up a bigger name with a guy that is not ranked, like happened with Darren Till or. Stuff like that, but I mean, I think it's more probable that they want to first build up our name more, and then get us ranked, and then make a big fight, and then maybe give me to be the headline of the card or something like that. So.
With the win over Omari on December 30th, where do you see yourself in the division? Do you get a top 15 opponent next, or do you get one more fight before that? Where do you see yourself?
I'm really looking forward to that. Yes, I think I deserve it. And I mean, in the UFC there are no rules nowadays, and even back then there wasn't many. But I mean, in general, there is not many rules, and I really want it. And I think I deserve it, and I'm looking forward to it. And there's a lot of good fight for me, and I don't care really. They can give me anybody, top 5 too. I don't care. I'm ready. And so yeah, I think after this fight, I want to fight a ranked guy for sure.
Now I know they're probably not going to go to Italy for the next maybe year or so. We'll see in 2018. Hopefully they do, but nothing says it'll happen for sure. But do you want to be on a Europe card?
Later on, absolutely. I want to be soon. I want to be main eventing shows. I don't want another guy that came here just to hang around and say, "Oh, I'm a UFC fighter." Fuck no, I don't care. I do care. That's why I want to be the main event as soon as possible. And I know probably it'd be easier for them to market me on Europe because I have a bigger fan base in Europe. But so yeah, I mean, if it's because of being higher in the card or being co-main eventing or main eventing a card, absolutely, I want to be in Europe.
Well, for UFC 219, you're the Fight Pass early feature fight on the early prelims, your second fight of the night. Does that bother you, or do you understand why that is the case?
I mean, it was just my second fight. No, for 219, you're saying, right? For this
one,
fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make me happy for sure, but it is what it is, and I just do what I can control. I just do my best on what I can control, and I'll make sure to do a great performance, and like I said, make some noise after the fight, and then see from there, step by step.
So you're living.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have my goals. It doesn't matter if I go straight to the goal or if I go if I have more trouble going through the goal. The important thing is that I get to the goal. So nothing in my life is ever been given me for granted, and I don't care if it's not given me for. I don't want any kind of help. I mean, I know I'll get there in any way. So
you're living in California full time now, right?
Yes.
Since when has that been?
About 10 months ago.
How has everything been going at Kings MMA in California? Do you like it?
It's been great. Yeah, absolutely. I've been improving so much. I've been training with top guys and keep learning every day. Sharpening my skills. That's why I'm not. Nobody in the middleweight division is impressing me. I'm ready for anybody, and I don't wanna. I don't say that because I'm cocky. You'd see it. You get to see that soon.
Do you feel the differences? Can you see and do you know that you're a better fighter since training at Kings MMA full time?
Oh, absolutely. I can see my improvement day by day.
Sure.
day by day.
Interesting. Is it annoying that this fight is just a few days after Christmas? Because you can't, on December 25th, you can't have a huge Christmas dinner like people who fought just a couple of weeks ago. Does that bother you or no?
It's okay. I make up my holidays every day, every time that I deserve to enjoy, that I feel that I feel that I deserve to enjoy something, I'll make up my holidays.
As far as making up Christmas, are you planning, because you go back to Italy after every fight of yours, do you plan to have, will you have sort of a delayed Christmas dinner in January?
Yeah, for sure. I have fun after.
Well, last question for you, and appreciate the time as always. You're taking on Omari Akhmedov on the prelim card of UFC 219 in Las Vegas on December 30th. We're just a week or so away. How do you get the job done?
And knock him out in late first round.
And that'll be your first knockout win, if I'm not mistaken, in the UFC.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Marvin, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it as always. And I actually just checked. The last time we talked was a year ago tomorrow. So good thing we did the interview today, or else it would have been over a year. So appreciate it. Before I let you go, just to remind my audience where they can find you on social media, and if there's anything anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
So they can find me on social media, Marvin Vettori on Instagram, Marvin Vettori on Twitter, and Marvin Vettori on Facebook. And thank you guys for having me, and that's it.